Method acting in music is kind of hard. I could hit you with a glue stick, but it wouldn't be stuck for long. And even if the birds may be flying, they're not far away from us. Well, you found yourself outside. You might not need any of my time. I was half asleep and imagining the walls and the ceiling so vividly. I don't need to use my eyes today. Honestly, I could stay here for the whole day until you're out of bed, until you're out of bed.
This is my mate Mori, and that behind him is his Mazda 121. It's a 1990 model, and I've asked him to bring it down to the shed so we can film some nuggets. So he's come to stay with us for a couple of days while we work on the car and do some maintenance. I'll explain why we're working on a little Mazda later on in the video. Alright, so tell me about your car, Mori. How did we come about it?
Round two.
Microphones are annoying. So you were telling me earlier that you found the car during lockdown, right?
Yes. So yeah, during like 2020, I think 2021. Actually, prior to lockdown, I'm just gonna go on a tangent and go for it. So I'm pretty sure it was pre-lockdown. I would see this car. So yeah, like pre-lockdown, going for walks, I'd see this car just like sitting in Richmond, like near to where I used to live, and it was just like kind of covered in moss and just sitting there. And yeah, I guess lockdown happened and things, and it was just still sitting there. One day I went past and it had like a little council sticker on it. So like just we're going to tow this vehicle.
Yeah, like a canary
kind of thing. Yeah. So yeah, I was like, yeah, man, this is an opportunity. I'm just going to write a note and slide it under the wiper and see what happens. So yeah, I did that, and I didn't hear anything for maybe a week, and then this guy rings me one day. Thankfully, I pick up for a random number, and he's like, "Yeah, interested in selling it. It's his like aunt's car who's not using it anymore." And pretty quickly, I think we both had the price of like $400 in mind. So he was like, "Yeah, 400."
That was lucky.
Yeah, honestly, like no mucking around, and yeah, pretty much like a new battery and some brakes, and it was good to go.
Tell me about the number plates.
Cool. Yeah, Bandai is a Japanese toy company, and they manufactured a lot of the toys that I had growing up. So yeah, I don't know, it just kind of came to me when I was looking up rego, combinations.
Oh yeah, on V plates.
On V plates.
Yeah.
And I was like, Bandai, that the car is like almost toy proportions, at least compared to like these cars and everything. Yeah, I don't know, it just seemed like a funny kind of number plate, Japanese.
Yeah,
just ticked all the boxes.
Makes sense, like it's a little tiny car and whatnot. Yeah, good.
I was thinking before, like this car, I'm excited to be working on it with you, because I feel like we're going to just revive it in a way, almost restore it, like resto mod type kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's in good shape as it is. Like I think it's only had one owner prior to me.
It presents way better than how old it is. Like, Beck's dad is here at the moment, and the first thing he said is, "It's in good nick." Yeah, he was quite happy with how good it was.
Definitely, and yeah, so I'd love to just get it really cleaned up, like get all the things that make it really uniquely, like it's a 1990 build, but it's basically an 80s car.
Yeah. Well, these started in what, 1987 or 86 or something.
Like yeah, so it's the end of the 80s, and then it was just before the bubble kind of phase of automotive design. But yeah, all the badges and the stickers, it's got these like pop out rear windows that I just adore. Like, it's just so quirky and not even quirky, just cool. Like,
it's quirky, cool stuff. Like, you don't see that anymore.
Yeah, like nothing I like more than, like a sunny day cruising around with the back windows popped open, like little wings, and yeah, it's just vibey as. But sorry, what I was going to say is, I feel like because I bought it covered in moss, like the baseline for like maintaining this car was pretty low. So having washed it and put a battery in it and making it run,
you already done a huge amount to
it. So I think that's why I had left it just sitting for a year after driving it quite a lot. And I mean, in terms of just neglecting it a bit, I guess, but I'm keen to just like level it up and get it really, really nice nick.
Well, that brings us into what's happening next week. So the next couple of weeks, we're going to be spending a bit of time to do some work to the car to maintain it, to set a good standard before we get into any future modifications we might do. But that's the other thing I've been seeing quite recently on the internet. People have got all these high-budget builds on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and whatever. People putting big turbo 600 horsepower barrows in their 80 series and their patrols and whatnot, and we've sort of lost the ability for like, say you're an 18-year-old, you just got your first car, you kind of want to you do want to modify it. Like when we were that age, that's all we wanted to do. We wanted to just modify our cars and go driving, and like young kids like that, they see $100,000 builds and they're like, how the fuck can I afford that? Like,
that's so true.
And we've sort of lost that, simple little modifications. Like, how about you start with changing your spark plugs and, painting your wipers because they've gone all rusty, and, doing a bit of paint protection, and maybe, you find some wheels on Marketplace and you change them. We've sort of lost that. So I sort of want to sort of lean into it a little bit. Like, this car, and maybe the 80 to a lesser extent, is probably a good sort of couple of bases to sort of bring in that sort of low budget modified car stuff that we've sort of lost.
Yeah, totally. I was going to say, I definitely want to take this car to like a kind of cool place of like, exhaust and some unique stuff, but it is, nice to have that.
But it's not going to be a high power, high budget build. Like, we're going to try and do all that stuff.
And it's not made to impress other people. It's just like fun. It's going to be just like, one of those cars you just drive and you have a smile on your face because it's just funny and like happy.
Yeah. And you got your mates involved to help out. Even if you've got someone coming over to watch you and drink a beer, like, your mates hanging out, and you sort of lose that a little bit, I reckon.
Reminds me of like the Eric Banner. It's like his campfire analogy for him and his mates working on his like, there's like an XC Falcon. What do you call it?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
There's a movie. We watched it a few years ago with Red, but similar.
Yeah.
Similar thing.
Yeah. So like, hopefully you guys enjoy this sort of stuff. Like, I know I am. Like, this is big, like huge fun. Like, you're going to see this in a couple of weeks, but we've just spent the last 2 days hanging out doing car stuff, like we used to do when we were 18. Like, the best fun you can have, like solving problems, doing funny stuff. Like, we're not stressing about, will this engine work? Like, all we're doing is changing the oil and changing spark plugs and, fixing little problems here and there. So, I don't know, it's something I'm looking forward to. So
I think that's the other part of why I haven't really done anything to it, is because, when we were young, if we're doing any kind of project, big or small, it's not a solo thing. Like, you're coming over to my house to help me, crane an engine or do, change some wheels, paint this.
Yeah.
We're, taking the muffler off your car and, because we're getting older, like just living further away from each other and busy lives.
That's
family.
It.
Like, I don't really want to just like spend my day by myself tinkering away at the car.
Lying underneath
like
the car.
Thing you do with friends.
Yeah, that's
you get frustrated together that one bolt can't fucking undo.
But then also, because you're together, it sort of eases that tension off a little bit and you get less frustrated, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like, there's been days where I've been working on the 80 series and like you spend half an hour putting a bolt in because it just won't go in, and you just like, you get really angry about it and you're like, why am I angry for? Like, what's the whole point of this? And then like the last 2 days doing this stuff, it's just been like really quite chill. Like, if I find something stressful, Maury won't. Like, he'll laugh at it, and then I'll go, well, hang on. It's not stressful, is it? Like, we can fix it together, there's two of us.
For sure.
So,
and like, yeah, I mean, I was stressing about the gasket thing because, like, you know, with the whole beep Repco thing, you know, not delivering after calling them multiple times and that. But then, you know, Gus is just, yeah, no, all good. Got
we have a solution.
Don't worry about it. It's like, all right, cool. This is in your hands. That's good.
So anyway, tune in next week and we'll start
turbocharging the Mazda.
But yeah, that's it for this week.
So NA power all the way. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's it for this week. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.